Hello, my name is Lucy Botts and I'm 25 years old. I'm a palliative care patient and advocate who gets to live an incredible life. I have a life-limiting condition, a rare form of mitochondrial disease that's caused complex medical needs and multiple organ failure. It means I'm hooked up to intravenous drips at least 21 hours every day, have various other bags and tubes, depend on 24/7 care, use a wheelchair for mobility, and have a vast team of medical professionals, including a palliative care consultant and a hospice. At 17, I was told my condition was going to shorten my lifespan. At 18, I was told my life was going to be a lot shorter than we expected, and I was only expected to live another 5 years. I shouldn't have made it to the age of 23, and at 25, I've still got a lot of living yet to do. Palliative care has transformed my life, providing holistic care and managing my symptoms, including severe pain, to the best of our ability. Palliative care has given me the best possible quality of life and enabled me to live the amazing life I lead today. My complex needs mean life isn't always easy, but it's worth it. I'm sorry I can't be with you there in India today. Thank you for inviting me. Unfortunately, my condition and needs mean that I can't travel outside the UK, but I'm so grateful to the Indian Association for Palliative Care for enabling me to speak from my home in the UK and participate. I've been working with the Worldwide Hospice Palliative Care Alliance for the past year or so, and our direct stakeholder project gives people with lived experience of palliative care, as a patient, family member or carer, the opportunity to share their story, use their voice and contribute to global palliative care advocacy. I must add that it's not tokenistic involvement, it's not a tick box exercise, this is genuine involvement of people with lived experience of palliative care to contribute to advocacy efforts. Even if they can't travel, can't see, can't hear, can't get their wheelchair on the podium. It's about making involvement accessible and using all tools, resources and technologies available to enable direct stakeholders like me to participate, like you have done here today by allowing me to film this in advance and to play this at the conference so I can participate and be part of it. You're pioneers of this. I, along with many other palliative care direct stakeholders, want to be heard. We want to use our voices, we want to share our stories, and we want to make care more accessible and available for everyone, regardless of where they are. However, we need others to be open to involving direct stakeholders and for people to make accommodations and adjustments to enable us to participate, to enable us to share our stories at meetings, to share our voices and to be heard. I congratulate the International Conference of the Indian Association for Palliative Care for taking the lead on this and enabling me to be part of that. I'm also very proud to be speaking after some fellow palliative care stakeholders at your conference. I regularly hear misconceptions about the ability of palliative care patients to be advocates and the appropriateness of organisations, services and professionals of involving palliative care patients in advocacy and events and conferences. We've all heard people say that we're too sick to be involved. We've all had people talk on our behalf. We've all had people express concern about us being exploited and whether it's right to put pressure on sick people to share our stories and to be heard. However, I'll be very clear about this. I'm an adult woman. I make my own choices. I decide what I am able to do and I'm not able to do. When my hospice nurse asked me what I wanted for the rest of my life, I told her that I wanted to make a difference and I wanted to contribute to the world around me. I wanted to make my life mean something and to contribute to society. I wanted to make constructive use of my knowledge and experiences to benefit others. This may sound familiar, it's a feeling many people share. As it turns out, what this meant for me was working to ensure the excellent palliative care that I receive through living in the UK with universal health coverage is available to others around the world, regardless of location. Not everyone wants to speak out, but many people do. I have built large networks and people are always coming to me asking me how they can get involved and share their story and use their voice, and how they too can get involved and do the things that I'm doing. We have the agency and dignity to make those choices. We want and need to be asked and to be given the platform, to be given the opportunity to hand that opportunity over to us, just as you have handed the opportunity over to me. I love my advocacy work because I want to make a difference, whilst I still have the time and ability to do so. I need to set the scene for others to come after me, to open the door for them, just like you have opened the door for me. As a result of my words, read out at the World Health Organization Executive Board last year by Dr. Stephen Connor, I had a personal meeting with the Director General of the World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros. He told me how my story had touched him. My story made non-communicable diseases real. Dr. Tedros had done his research and he understood palliative care and why it was needed and was kind, appreciative and empathetic. He definitely heard me and understood what I was saying, and we really made a connection. I trust him to help us make palliative care available to all, regardless of where they are, around the world, and to lead the way. But we need to work with him and our governments to constantly highlight this need. Words are not enough. We need to see actions and have funding. And people with lived experience of palliative care, especially those currently receiving palliative care, can make a huge difference and can help make that a reality. Because our lives in our lives, our stories and our experiences. Stories are so powerful, they really do make changes. I founded the Palliative Care Voices Network as a result of the WHPCA project and brings people together from around the world, from all different countries, who are directly affected by palliative care, as a patient or as a current or former carer or family member. There is a lot to do, but we share the same passion, drive and determination to make sure palliative care is available to all around the world who need it. And we know the true benefit of palliative care and the impact of the support due to our personal experiences. Our stories shift minds and bring to life the agenda. And the world seeing our strength and resilience in the face of adversity makes people understand that there is always hope and there is never nothing that can be done. However, there are practical things to discuss, and these include palliative care patient or carer advocates have accessibility needs, whether that is physical, such as wheelchair accessibility, carer attendance requirements, or the need for digital technologies like today. Accessibility requirements need to be considered to ensure people directly affected can be involved. If people do not do this, our voices will never be heard. Do not put us on the platform and then disappear. We are not just a media opportunity, we are human beings with real stories. We should be part of the whole process, planning, strategies, budgets. We are not just a media or conference opportunity for organisations to get the message across. We have agency and value throughout. We should be organising committees, research groups and planning groups. We should be involved in all levels of organisations. Our time is not free. While I recognise it is a complicated issue, money seems to be found for professionals to attend conferences and their time is paid, but when it comes to us, we have to pay our own way and our time is not recompensed. We can even end up out of pocket. WHPCA seeks to ensure that this does not happen, but it is something that needs adopting across the sector. Recognise our time, value and budget accordingly. Our words, stories and experiences have just as much value as a professional's, if not more. The voice of people who have direct personal experience of palliative care, either as a patient or a carer or family member, is fundamental to make palliative care available to all around the world. Who else can authentically explain palliative care and its benefits and the way it changes lives? Thank you to Indian palliative care advocates for their support of patients like me and carers. We are in this together to end serious health-related suffering for people with life-threatening illness. Thank you.